Yolanda Saldivar, Spanish pronunciation, born September 19, 1960, is an American former nurse who has been convicted of the 1995 murder of Tejano singer Selena in Corpus Christi, Texas. Born in San Antonio, Saldivar had been the president of Selena's fan club and the manager of her boutiques, but she lost both positions a short time before the murder. When the singer's family discovered that she had been embezzling money from both organizations, 3 days after the jury found her guilty of murder, they sentenced Saldivar to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 30 years. A parole hearing is currently scheduled for March 30, 2025. Biography: Saldivar is one of 7 children born to Frank and Juanita Saldivar. 5. Selena Fan Club: Saldivar, a former nurse, was a fan of country music. After attending one of Selena's concerts, she started repeatedly calling Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla, about starting a fan club in San Antonio. 7. Quintanilla eventually gave in to Saldivar's requests and she immediately became the club's president. Saldivar was eventually promoted as manager of Selena's clothing boutiques, Selena etc. 8. By 1993, the fan club had reached 1,500 members in less than 4 years, and eventually grew to over 5,000. It became one of the largest fan clubs in the San Antonio area. Murder of Selena main article: Murder of Selena in early 1995. Selena's family discovered that Saldivar had been embezzling money from both the fan club and boutiques, which led to her getting fired in the first week of March. On the morning of March 31st, Selena agreed to meet Saldivar at a Days Inn motel in Corpus Christi to retrieve financial records Saldivar had been refusing to turn over. Saldivar delayed the handover by claiming she had been raped in Mexico. Selena drove Saldivar to a local hospital, where they were told that the gynecological exam was to be done elsewhere. Because the assault had allegedly happened in another country, they returned to the motel, where Selena once more demanded the records. Saldivar then took a .38 Taurus Model 85 revolver from her purse and pointed it at the singer. Selena tried to flee, but Saldivar shot her once in the back, severing an artery. Critically wounded, Selena ran towards the lobby for help with Saldivar in pursuit, calling her a bitch. Selena collapsed on the floor as the clerk called 911. She later died in a hospital from blood loss at 1:05 p.m. Trial and imprisonment main article: Trial of Yolanda Saldivar, the Mountain View Unit, now Patrick O'Daniel Unit. Where Saldivar is being held. Saldivar's trial for the murder of Selena was followed closely by the Latino community in the United States. The trial was not televised, but cameras were allowed on the courthouse premises. The venue was moved to Houston, Texas, after Saldivar's lawyers successfully argued that she could not receive a fair trial in Selena's hometown. Before the start of the trial, CNN reported that prosecutors were expected to introduce a controversial police confession signed by Saldivar in which she said she shot Selena during an argument over accusations from the singer's father that Saldivar stole money from Selena's accounts. The defense was expected to introduce testimony from Texas Ranger Robert Garza that He overheard Saldivar claim the shooting was accidental, and that she objected when the police failed to include it in her statement. The defense attorney argued that the shooting was accidental, but the prosecution pointed out that Saldivar, a trained nurse, did not call 911 or try to help Selena after she was shot. Jurors deliberated for less than 3 hours on October 23, 1995, before finding Saldivar guilty of murder. 3 days later, on October 26, she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 30 years. This was the maximum prison term allowed in Texas at the time. 16. On November 22, 1995, she arrived at the Gatesville unit, now the Christina Melton Crane unit, in Gatesville, Texas, to be processed. Saldivar is currently serving a life sentence at the Patrick O'Daniel unit in Gatesville, operated by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. She will become eligible for parole on March 30, 2025. After the conviction, the revolver used to kill Selena disappeared after the trial. It was later found in a box of office supplies at the home of court reporter Sandra Obal, who said she did not realize she had the weapon. Despite objections from some historical groups, it was dismantled and the pieces were thrown into Corpus Christi Bay in 2002. Saldivar has asked the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals to accept a petition that challenges her conviction. She claims the petition was filed in 2000 with the 214th District Court, but was never sent to the higher court. Her request was received on March 31, 2008, the 13th anniversary of Selena's death.